Us to give us a preview of that welterweight clash between Manny Pacquiao and undefeated Keith Thurman is none other than Sports-esque boxing analyst, Mr. Mike Ochoa. Sir Mike, nice to have you back.
Hey, Andre.
Long time no see.
I'm always excited to be here.
I'm always excited
with you.
When I know it's boxing, it's you. We're always excited to have you. Okay, Keith Thurman, I think it has been established he's a trash talker. Dami-daming sinasabi. Do you think all that trash talk that Thurman is throwing at Pacquiao, medyo psychological attack, that will translate to the ring? And he vows to beat up Pacquiao, sends him to retirement. Can he actually walk the walk? Because he's been talking the talk.
Well, first of all, has always been his character, even in his past fights. So we have to put that aside. That's his character. Whatever he says, that's just how he projects himself. No, in terms of the fight, which is what I always want to focus on, he comes in obviously so much younger than Manny. 10 years.
10 years younger, yeah.
That's a decade, no? Parang ikaw tsaka wag ako. So that's 10 years, no? However, experience goes to Manny, no? And if you're going to ask me how Keith is going to perform, I think he just brings in the Keith Thurman style of fighting, which is really distance, moving around, a little bit of hand speed, power. So he will come in fighting until, of course, Manny hits him.
Okay.
Which is always the question whenever someone meets a Manny Pacquiao atop the ring.
What kind of a fighter is Keith Thurman? We know he is undefeated.
Yes.
But undefeated in 29 fights, 22 by way of knockout. Right. His knockout percentage is over 70%.
Right. 73 to be exact.
Should this actually concern us or in Manny Pacquiao's camp?
Well, at the very least, it makes the fight very interesting. 73% knockout to win ratio. Let me just put that into perspective. No? At the time that Manny was also hovering over 30 fights, no? His knockout to win ratio was almost the same. So, apples to apples, pareho sila.
Pareho.
Okay. Pero right now, obviously, with Manny having 30 more fights than him, 40 pa nga yata, 70, mga ganun, ano? Bumaba ngayon yung knockout to win ratio ni Manny. But, pag tinignan mo yung edad nila, kung ipapareho natin, halos pantay yan. So, it makes it a very interesting fight, number one. Number two, how does Keith Thurman fight? Again, I said he fights from a distance. He doesn't jab a lot, but the numbers, CompuBox numbers, some people believe that, though, but that's the only basis that we have, no? He has a higher hit ratio than Manny. Okay. In other words, he is more precise so far. No? Again, that data, hindi siya apples to apples kasi mas konti ang numbers ng ni Thurman. But if you look at that, mas mataas ang accuracy numbers ni Thurman kay Manny. Okay, so lamang na siya doon. Plus, meron siyang advantage in reach and height, a total of about 5 inches pag tinotal mo. When I say 5 inches, that's the real estate that Manny has to cross. No? So that makes it an interesting fight. However, yung tanong mo, will he walk the talk? In the beginning, maybe, until Manny hits him.
Hits him with that big one.
With whatever punch that Manny can. And,
All right, for the benefit of our audience here, our viewers, sino-sino yung mga tinalo ni Thurman na big names? Because he was considered #1 in that heavily stacked welterweight division at one point. Undefeated record nga, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. But ikaw, Mike, sino-sino yung mga, kumbaga, how big of a fighter is this Keith Thurman?
Yung mga pangalan na yan ang mga tinalo niya. No? Danny Garcia, you have Soto Caras, you have Sean Porter, you have Robert Guerrero. All these guys, tinalo niya yan. Undefeated nga ito si Keith Thurman. However, I don't think, the closest opponent that he has ever faced na kapareho ni Manny, I think, is Sean Porter. Why? Not the power per se, but yung kakulitan nung Porter.
Yung movement?
Oh, ang kulit ni Porter. Hinahirapan si Thurman doon. I think he won by a very close unanimous decision. No?
Okay.
Nahirapan siya doon. Sugod na sugod ni Porter. Why? Because Porter was much shorter. So he had to attack and attack and attack. So I think he will face a similar opponent, I'm talking about Thurman, in Pacquiao, but more powerful and a little bit taller. So mas may problema ngayon itong si Thurman. But as you said, he is a legitimate welterweight champion. Wag na natin, let's not say he's a patsy.
No.
Ilagay na natin siya doon. A lot of people say that kasi parang pag umakit tayo sa ring, mga manonood, parang madali lang yan para kay Manny. Hindi madali ang boxing, sir. Hindi madali. Even the training of Manny, which I saw I saw at least half of that before he left.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I was there like 2-3 times a week. Oh my God, he was really training to fight. And that's what you train for. So you have to assume that Keith Thurman will come in trying to fight. Again, I say, at least until the time that he can tell himself, I can take Manny's punches. And I say that with all due respect to Keith and with being unbiased. Kasi nakikita ko naman talaga yung training ni Manny. I actually have a picture, Andre, of the bag of Manny. About second week ng training niya. So nagbag. So nanonood yung mga tao, nakabag. Yung kanyang flurry, no? Nung umalis yung mga tao, lumapit ako sa bag. Ito yung bag na to, ang tigas. Heavy bag. Talagang matigas na patigas. Kinuha ko yung bag eh. Andun pa yung indentation eh. Siguro mga 5 minutes na.
So yung power nandun.
Yung power ni Manny nandun pa rin. Natatawa yung mga tao pag kinikwento ko, but you have to see the bag. From when, before he started, and after he worked it. He worked it for only 2 rounds. Kasi first 2 weeks pa lang eh.
Partner,
nandun pa rin.
More tayo kay Pacquiao. I know you've been there. You've been there kay Pacquiao in long time. Lagi mong, kumbaga, you're always there. Nakikita mo yung training ni Manny. But eto, sabi ni Manny, nung naglaban si Thurman and si Danny Garcia back in 2017, actually nakita doon yung weakness ni Thurman in that Garcia fight. Can we say what the weakness of Keith Thurman is?
Well, Thurman throws from the outside. If you look at his left hook, it doesn't come in very compact. It comes from the outside. I can demonstrate if I can. But it comes from the outside. It's a swing. It's a swing. Rather than a compact turn of the torso. And I'm being very technical already here. That's one. What does that mean to a Manny Pacquiao? That means there's so much time for him to get in the pocket, which is the front. Kasi kahit bumato ka ng paganto, ang layo ng... Okay, so that's one. So he can time it. That means he can counter very well. Second, Keith Thurman, ang kanyang default move is a step back. So atras na atras yan. In fact, ka-text ko si Nonoy Neri no isa, just the other day, nagpanangamusta ako sa Las Vegas. Sabi niya, tatakbo yan. Gumagana si Nonoy. I think what it means really is that Thurman's habit is to move away.
Move away from
Manny. That by itself, if you know it, becomes a weakness. Kasi you know that after you throw a punch against Thurman, you will all just keep on attacking. He doesn't know what to do because fighting backwards is difficult. Fighting backwards is difficult. Yun. And third, speed to speed, hand speed. Sabihin mo nang meron si Thurman, but foot speed still remains with Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, all throughout Pacquiao's career, that speed/power, di ba? Yun yung combination na laging, kumbaga, main weapon ni Pacman. And the power, sabi mo nga, will always be there. Yung bag nga, di ba? Sabi mo, na-dent pa ni Manny. Ang tanong ko yung speed. Is the speed still there at 40 years of age?
Right. Okay. In any sport, no, alam naman natin lahat yan, mga nakikinig sa atin in any sport, always the speed is the first to go. Okay. Manny is able to maintain a certain speed level that is not as fast as before, but faster still than others. You have to put it relative. Kasi, I run 100 meters at 10 or 12, for example. Mabilis yun, pero pag ang kalaban ko 10, mas mabilis siya. So everything's relative. No? So, if you look at his speed, you know there is still that speed. Kaya nahirapan yung si Broner, nahirapan si Matisse, kasi nandun pa siya. Relative. But by himself, and you know, man is not super. You know, well, he is. But he's not super. So, alam mong bumabagal na siya by himself. If we time him, I'm sure there will be split-second delays already. No? But it's still there. No? And the way he trains is still the same. Albeit, well, tinanong mo ko. No? He kind of rests longer now.
So that's the difference. Because you've been watching him train ever since, like, matagal na. So yung difference na nakita mo, training for this fight, compared to the other fights that he has done before, you must...
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but by... I don't time it, right? But maybe I'm wrong, but by observation over the years that I'm watching him, he kind of rests longer. And, you know, he's 40 years old. You cannot say that he's still 20. He's 40 years old. So what am I saying? He's 40 years old, but fighting smarter and more intelligent and training to the point that his 40-year-old body will be maximum. So tama yun. And I'll just give you a little bit of insight also. Nung first, malapit na yung laban, so pwede na sabihin to, he had a problem with his calf.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
During the early stages of the training?
Yeah, we were stopping. We were stopping, and he was like stretching his right calf. I will not tell you what the apparent pain was, where it was coming from. But, you know, he was fighting body pains and body aches because he's already 40. But against the younger fighters, they still have to prove that they are as fast as the 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. It's a 10-year age difference. Silipin natin dito. Do the honors, Mike, as we take a look at the tail of the tape between Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman.
Well, you can see, no, 40 years old against 30 years old, 61 wins, 29 wins itong si Thurman. So half ang experience ni Manny Pacquiao sa kalamangan niya. No? 7 ang talo ni Manny, and that he learned from that. 0 ang walang talo itong si Thurman.
Oh,
You don't
so far,
know
undefeated.
if that's good or not. No?
Yeah.
Number of KOs, 39 over the total number of fight, 22 si Thurman. Mas
Ito yung
matangkad
height.
si Thurman by 2 inches. Sabi mo, 1.5 and 2 inches. And then a reach advantage of 2. Kaya nga sabi ko nga kanina, total of about 5.
5, sabi mo, yeah.
Orthodox si Keith Thurman, southpaw si Manny. Ang lamang parating nasa southpaw in the beginning of every fight. So Keith Thurman is the one who had to adjust to a left-hander like Manny Pacquiao.
As in most of Manny Pacquiao's fights, siya yung favored to win here. Odds makers also did say yung odds na kay Manny to win.
The beginning partner, Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman, nung simula.
Nagpalit.
What could possibly go wrong this time around? And magkaroon ng odds eto si Thurman to win. May chance ba na magbago yung odds in favor of Thurman before the fight?
Going to the fight, hindi na siguro
na.
masyado.
Okay.
Kasi nakita mo na lahat eh. Today is the weigh-in, which is, I don't think it's gonna be, it will turn it around much.
Yeah.
Kasi nagpakita na sila ng physique nila, people have seen them already. I don't think that's gonna be much. In fact, Thurman, I got reports on the ground that he looks like he's into the weight, no? Well, you know, siyempre yung mga bias, sabi nila masyadong tuyo. Actually, lubog. Lubog na yung, lubog na eh. So he's actually at weight. So he doesn't have to regain it, you know? He doesn't have to lose it pala for a day and then regain it. So that's, I don't think the odds will change much. But the question is, will those odds work for Thurman? Kasi kung tumaya ka sa kanya, mas malaking bigay, no? Well, he has to do what he has to do. At the end of the day, there are 3 people in the recent past that have beaten Manny. Horn is the thorn kasi. Horn, Mayweather. Sino ba isa? And then Marquez. Okay. Yes. So you have to choose. You have to choose what style amongst the 3 will you use. You can use one of them or you can use all of them. I think that's what Keith Thurman needs to bring to the table. And that will determine the outcome of the fight. Why? Because Manny will be his old self. He will be the relentless guy who will throw a lot of punches and go for the knockout every time. Maybe slower. Maybe slower. But the heart is still there.
Nandun pa rin yung pambansang kamao natin.
Oo naman.
Okay, partner, it's only natural. Siyempre tayo mga Pinoy. Lagi na natin narinig yan. Pag may laban si Manny, nag-cheer tayo, tumitigil ang mundo ng Pilipinas. Walang traffic, walang nangyayaring krimen. In the next event, just in case the Senator Manny Pacquiao loses this fight, just in case, anong susunod for Manny? First of all, babalik siya for SONA, di ba? Sabi mo,
Actually, win or lose, babalik siya for the
SONA. Okay. But what's next for Manny Pacquiao after this fight?
Well, there's no talk of retirement so far, even inside the camp, no, during training and all that. But I don't think Manny looks to the next one yet.
Okay.
Well, you have to be close, and I say this with, you know, modesty aside.
Yeah.
You have to really be close, not close na but you have to really see him in action to understand the man, the boxer. I'm not talking about the man, the senator. Just the boxer. When he's in the zone, he's in the zone. Pag boxing. Everybody around him knows that. From Buboy, to Shan, to Freddie Roach, it's all boxing. So when he trains for the day, it's only for that day. So yeah, 12 rounds, 14 rounds, 16 rounds, siya yan. Focused yan. So to ask what's next for him, I don't know. There are talks. Ang dami nagchichismis sa labas. Pwede natin na. Will there be another one? The chance of there will be another fight is higher than not having one. At least I will say that.
Okay. Sana manood yung Mayweather sa linggo, no? Let's see what happens. As always, a pleasure having you here on the show, the one and only Sports Us Boxing analyst. Legit na legit. Of course, Mike Ochoa.